I'm going to take a shot on this one.
I'm going to say beer.
I'm buying everybody around on this. Oh my God.
Anyway, everybody, welcome back to Big Apple Hockey Bar Talk, where we gauge our confidence on NHL topics based on our choice to drink. Do you feel like buying everybody around you so confident? So you just want a beer, or you just need a shot? Ugh, come on. So we're gonna start off with this one. The New York Rangers will win a playoff series this round. Mr. John Volkowski.
Beer. It depends on whether they make a move at the deadline and address another left-handed side defenseman and add a top six forward on the right side, preferably a right winger. I don't know if they're going to be able to do so. I'm hoping Dallas falls out of the race and the price for Joe Pavelski isn't too crazy, because Joe Pavelski would literally be perfect for this team. I don't see them getting Tomas Hertl. Riley Smith as probably the guy that they're going to end up with, because I just think it makes way too much sense. Phil Kessel also makes a ton of sense, but I don't know if they'll go after him. So I'm going to say beer.
Anthony.
I'm going to go beer, because Will implies I can't go round, because I can't say they're definitely going to, and I can't go shot, so I can't say they're definitely not. But, they're a young team. Sometimes for a lot of guys, it's going to be their first time in a playoff series. And, that definitely plays into it. Probably if it's a 2-3 matchup, maybe they play Carolina or Washington. Both those teams are really good. They can beat them, but, those teams have a little more experience, have been there before. So it depends. But I'm going to say beer, because I think they can, but I just can't say definitively they're going to.
I'm going to go beer too. Let's make it a clean sweep. I thought about either going shot or buying around, but the truth is I think they could beat Pittsburgh. I think Washington chokes all the time. And then that would still leave you Carolina. I think Carolina would beat them in a series right now. But we'll see about that, because that's going to be happening soon enough. So we're going to move on from there. And now there's the hard part about the timer. We have extra time. Oh, yeah, by the way, tap the subscribe, because that's also pops up every single time. So, Anthony, the Islanders are going to have to tear this team down.
This is easy. This is a shot. Everyone predicted them to go to the finals. Dan Rosen, who's on our show, said, I don't know if you guys remember, he's like, I don't see a hole in this team. Listen, I think it was a perfect storm for them. The 13-game road trip, the stops, the starts, the COVID. Sometimes this happens to a team. You just have a really bad year, even though you're a good team. The core of their team is young where it matters. Barzal, Beauvillier, Wallstrom, Dobson. They got Pelican, Pulock locked in, top pair locked in. Their goaltending was great with Sorokin, Varlamov tandem. I think Lou should just do nothing, honestly. Just play this out. If they get back in it, they get back in it. If not, get a left side defenseman in the summer via trade, free agency, and then get back to where you were the last prior years next season. But I don't think Lou needs to tear down this team at all. They're still a very good hockey team.
Phil,
at the root of it.
Shot. They have a lot of cap space to work with that Lou Lamoriello created by clearing things up. And like Anthony said, the essentially the core of their team is young, so it's not like they need to make any drastic overhauls. They're going to lose some, they're going to gain some cap space too in the offseason. As long as they don't go too crazy with it, because you're going to have to give Matt Barzal a new contract sooner than later. There's no need to tear it down, but they are going to have to make some significant additions. So, shot.
I'm going to go shot. They can just tweak it and get it going again. There's certain little tweaks they got. We're going to do New Year's resolutions in a few minutes. So there you go. We'll talk more about that. TNT has got the Winter Classic this year, guys, and TNT will hit a home run for the NHL with the Winter Classic. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to buy everybody around on this. I think TNT is going to use a lot of their resources. They're going to make sure that it's incredibly entertaining. They have it in prime time at 7 o'clock, Target Field, and there is so much that energy that they could put on this. NBC was always afraid about going up against the NFL. Not the case. TNT is ready to do it and ready to go up against college football. Anthony.
Round. I love the team that they assembled. I love the presentation they have. It's going to be on the biggest stage in the Winter Classic. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere at the building itself. I think it's going to be a good spectacle, even if watching it on TV. I'm sure being in person will be even better. Granted, the temperature is supposed to be like -13 that night, but I love TNT hockey. I think they're going to do a great job with it.
I'm going to buy rounds, but just to make a point about the crew, I don't believe that like Gretzky, Bissonnette, and Tocchet and them are going to be a part of it because I think they're doing a studio in Atlanta. So I think it's going to be like the other crew that they have, like the Brendan Burks and all them, and AJ Mileshko. And I think it's still a really good crew. It's just like some of the name values, like not having Wayne Gretzky there. I mean, it doesn't exactly hurt, but it doesn't help them either not having those guys. So, but I do think that with this being on TNT, it's going to do a lot better this time around. So I'm buying around.
All right. I'm just going to reset the timer real quick. And there we go. Phil, I'm going to go right back to you with this. Tampa Bay has a fully functional Death Star. And I'm going to take every bit of that sentence.
Shot, because Nikita Kucherov is not there. And that would make... And that would help make it a fully functional Death Star, but it still wouldn't even be a fully functional Death Star with him because you're missing Coleman, you're missing Gord, you're missing Goudreau. They need bottom six depth. They absolutely need bottom six depth, and you're going to see that come playoff time. They might run into a team that has that depth and that can outclass them in that department, and that might be why they might not three-peat. So. If they make a move at the deadline, sure, but as of right now, no.
Good. You understood what I was trying to go for. I'll go, Anthony. I'll just do that. I'm going to go with right now. I'm buying everybody around because I do think that they're rolling even without those guys. But I understand exactly where you're going with that. And matter of fact, yes, bottom six depth is their thermal exhaust port. So they need to fix that. But right now, you got Ross Colton contributing in the Kucherov spot like he did last night. Anthony.
I'm gonna say shot. Like Phil mentioned, that third line, that depth last year. If they didn't have that line of Goudreau, Gord, and why am I drawing a blank on the third player on that line?
Like
Goudreau, Gord, Coleman. Thank you. Without that line playing so well, they probably don't get past the Islanders last season. So I think that's going to hurt them. Playoff hockey is different than the regular season. Sure, they're going right now, but it's a different brand of hockey, and I think that depth certainly might hurt them. Still a good team, still could win it all, but I don't think it's happening.
Speaking about players who are having great seasons, just a renaissance season for them. Anthony, you throw this one up. Alex Ovechkin will win both the Art Ross and the Rocket Richard trophies this year. And if you need to know, he's trailing the Oilers duo by 2 points and only Draisaitl by 1 goal. Go ahead. And Anthony just muted out.
Had to go up.
Okay.
I'll take over for him. I'm going to say shot because I don't think he's going to win the goals, or I don't think he's going to win the points. I don't think he's going to win the Art Ross. I think the Rocket Richard is definitely possible because he just continues to score goals at just an astounding, an unseen rate for someone his age. I mean, he's probably going to be the oldest player in NHL history to score 50 goals this year. So I'm going to say shot in that regard.
I'm going to say shot too, even though I think he's going to keep going at this rate. I just think McDavid's going to take off again. And then, yeah, he's just going to be McDavid. And he also got Draisaitl too, because, I mean, that's where he's going to be passing the puck to. And it's just going to be that simple, I think, for those two.
They're not playing on the same line anymore. They went back to he's playing
with their power play there together.
Yeah, power play there together. But McDavid's playing with Hyman and Puljujärvi, and then Draisaitl's been playing with Yamamoto and Nugent Hopkins. So they've been split up in even strength. But like you said, power play, it's definitely where a big percentage of their points come from. That's a deadly combination. Yeah,
and it's just like, what are you gonna do? And you got 10 seconds. Is he gonna win both?
Ella needed me. I'm gonna say shot because I don't think Will implies that he's gonna do it, but just being in the conversation and be in this position to do it at 36 years old is amazing. I think he could easily win the Rocket Richard. I mean, trails Draisaitl by 1 goal. Art Ross, he's not really known lately for putting up assists, but he is this year. I just think Draisaitl and McDavid are going to beat him in that category. So I think he'll fall short there. But let me tell you something. If he managed to do that, win both of those at 36 years old, I mean, that's just like the icing on the cake for this guy.
Just put him in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, he definitely belongs there. And Phil, you would definitely know this one. So I have to ask this question. Has anybody won the Rocket and the MVP?
The Rocket, Richard, and the
MVP,
trophy?
yeah. And the Art Ross, I mean.
I was going to say.
And the Rocket and the Art Ross?
Yeah.
Ovechkin in 2008 is actually, he won them both.
Okay.
I believe, let's see here.
Corey Perry, I know, won the Hart and the Rocket.
Yeah, he won the Hart and the Rocket, but not the Art Ross that year in 2011. That was Danielson.
I think, yeah, or Henrik.
It was either Daniel or Henrik, because in 2010 and 11, the both cities won each year. One of them won in each year.
Yager?
I can't remember which one won which year, but I believe it was Daniel in 2011.
Yager didn't. The Rocket first started in, I think, 97 with Keith Kachuk.
No, 1999 when Teemu Solani was the first one. And
Thank you.
40
I know Kachuk led with like 50-something goals in 97.
I mean, if we're Davey brings up a good question here, because are we talking just the scoring trophy, or are we actually talking the Rocket Richard? Because if it's just the scoring trophy and the Art Ross, then, you know, I mean, yeah, Wayne Gretzky won it a bunch of times, but Joe Thornton won the Ross and the Hart in 2006 when he beat out Yager at the end of the season for it.
Yes, but he didn't have the Rocket.
No, he didn't have the Rocket. Chichu won the Rocket that year.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to move on, by the way, because we were talking about Alexander Ovechkin just a second ago. And we got to talk about possibly the new Alexander Ovechkin and the new Sidney Crosby, with Connor Bedard and Michkov are going to be the next Crosby and Ovechkin. Phil.
I'm going to buy around on this. And I tell you right now, everybody sleeps on Connor Bedard's shooting, but his shooting mechanics for a 16-year-old and his shot at that level, they say it's better than Austin Matthews' was at 16. And I've seen film of how he shoots and his footwork like where his shoulders are when you shoot the puck. His shooting mechanics are friggin' amazing. Amazing. And Matvei Michkov pulled a move the other night against the Swiss, where my mind was blown at how he could do that. So Matvei Michkov is going to be a dynamo, and Connor Bedard is going to be a great player. Will they be at that very exact same skill level? That's hard to say, but they are going to be the next Crosby Ovechkin type, and I will buy a round on.
Anthony.
A Russian and a Canadian, both times. I'm going to go round. Connor Bedard has been talked about for the last 2 years, since he's a 14-year-old, and how comparisons Connor McDavid and possible generational player. I mean, the guy scored 4 goals the other night, and he was the first player at 16 years old to score a hat trick in the World Junior since Gretzky in 1977. I think he has the potential to do McDavid type stuff in the NHL. And John Frencher and Michkov, I mean, you saw the skills there. The skill set is absolutely there with that move he pulled off. He doesn't have the size and strength as Ovechkin does, I don't believe. But, I mean, he's also going to be a very, very good player. I think Bedard might be the better guy when it's all said and done. But, these guys may bring the same sort of excitement to the game that Crosby and Ovechkin did at a time when the game really, really needed it. So I'm going to go round, and I think both these guys are going to be, really, really good players. And like I said, Bedard possibly might be a McDavid generational type player.
I'm actually going to say beer for a different reason, because right now, Michkov has got a contract going to the KHL. So he's going to be in the KHL possibly for 3 years. And one thing that helped Crosby and Ovechkin was the lockout, because both of them ended up making their rookie debuts in 2006. And by the way, that's the best rookie class of all time. When you talk about that, Dion Phaneuf finished third. Henrik Lundqvist was nominated for a Vezina and didn't get nominated for the Calder. That was ridiculous. But as far as this goes, that could be the one thing that kind of knocks these guys a little bit back. Hopefully, they will still have that rivalry. By the way, going to one of Connor Bedard's teammates, Philk. Well, actually, I'll go to Anthony now that he's back. Montreal will end up with Shane Wright.
Well, I mean, you're basically saying that they're going to win the lottery to get that chance. And, I mean, that's so very unpredictable. But, I mean, Arizona probably deserves Shane Wright with how bad they are. But, I mean, Montreal will probably be in the lottery in the chance to get him. So it's possible, but I don't know. Do I think Montreal is going to win the lottery? It's too hard to say. No one expected the Rangers to win it the year they got, Lafreniere. So you never know. But I mean, I think Arizona deserves him the most. I think. I mean, San Jose is good, so I don't think they're going to be there. But I think San Jose could use a top tier talent like that. They haven't had a really high pick lately.
I don't think ever.
Montreal.
Marlowe was two.
Yeah,
Montreal. That's right. Marlowe was two behind Thornton. Yeah.
I mean, he would be great in that market. But I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go shot. I know you never know, but I just don't think Montreal is gonna win the lottery.
Phil.
Again, I'm gonna have to really just copy Anthony here because it's just there's no way. It's a shot for me. I just don't have any way of predicting this, but do I see it? Probably not. So
I'm gonna go beer because they did it on NHL Network yesterday, and he ended up going to Montreal. So there you go with that. Guys, by the way, last night Arizona and San Jose played an 8-7 shootout game. High scoring games are better than low scoring games. Philk.
Beer, because there's context to be had here. If a high scoring game where the goals are just crappy goals, do you really want to see that? But at the same time, you don't want to see a boring trap game where it's, just neutral zone play and everything like that. I understand that. But a low scoring game where chances are being traded and the goalies are making big save after big save can be just as exciting as a total barn burner. So I'm going to go beer.
Anthony.
I'm gonna go beer too because I mean I've seen some really really entertaining low scoring games. I mean, just watching the Islanders in the playoffs last couple of years, there have been some games against Tampa Bay, the overtime games they've played where it was like a 2-1 game. That's it gives you much anxiety, but those type of games are really really fun to watch. But then again, those barn burners are really exciting too. Goals being scored and all the ridiculous plays going on. But I can't really say I like one better than the other. So I'm gonna go beer. Casual fan, yeah, probably likes high scoring games, but for me, it doesn't really matter.
If there's 14 goals that go into the net, I'm gonna go with shot because somebody play defense or goaltending. It's just the way that I feel. It's just come on. It's you can't have that. And it's also just. I like good defensive games, like 4-3 games, or maybe even 3-4, 3-2 games. That's what I like to see. They're still scoring, but not exactly a lot of it. And lastly, guys, I could score 3 points if I played 10 NHL games. Mr. LaRocco, go ahead.
I should add this just for some fun and satire on this one, but I mean, obviously, I've never seen you play ice hockey. But no offense, I'm gonna go shot. I mean, these guys just play at a higher level. I mean, you go to a game and see it in person, the size and how fast they skate and hitting, and it's just the men's league. We have pretty much all day to decide to make plays. I mean, they got to make decisions in seconds. So I don't see it happening for you, Mark. Although I've always said hockey my whole life, I'm sure John could probably, see where I'm coming from this, but maybe we were skilled enough when we played. So maybe if we were put on a power play and we got, we got hit in the ass and the puck went in, we could probably score a goal. Or if there was a broken play where a guy shot it, it was blocked, the goalie was out of position and went right to our stick, maybe we could put it in. But other than that, it would almost be like no chance. But sorry, Mark, I don't think maybe you can get lucky, get one phantom assist. And I know I took up all the time here, so I apologize. But I don't.
All good. Phil's gonna have 90 seconds to trash me now.
I don't think you're getting 3.
Yeah, no, we'd be lucky if any one of us got a point. And I'll tell you right now that Anthony and I have played against the Ferraro brothers, Benoit Hogue, Vladimir Nikiforov, who ended up playing for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. I mean, we've seen guys that would absolutely mop the floor with us, not even really be able to sustain careers in the NHL. It would never happen. It would never happen. We'd be lucky if we got a point somehow. So, shot. Sorry, Mark.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm buying everybody around on this. I'm going to do that because you know what? Why not? Why not? After all, I played with Marty Hughes, the uncle of the Hughes brothers. So there's one. So I know I had somebody with NHL talent. And by the way, if Marty was playing today, Marty would be in the NHL because they wouldn't have shied away from him being small. And after all, I had Timmy Karakostas. I had a lot of guys that I played with that they were really good. That's the most bold I'm going to be. That's it. I also played NHL 18 the last time, and I did really well on that. I always scored a goal on my first shift. So there you go. The key is get to the front and press the R3 button. I don't know if that checks the goalie or something. I really can't remember. So, all right, guys. So what'd you think about Bar Talk with a timer on it? Were we a little bit faster for you guys today? Do you think I would score 1 point in the NHL? I know there's somebody out there that believes in me. And are the Rangers going to win a playoff series? Tampa fully functional, and what is their weakness? So throw it all down in the comments below. If you like that video, we got a lot more. So check out any of these that are right over here. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.